Everybody, I am Sarah Banks from Banks' Business Solutions, and today I'm going to share with you some other thoughts around using AI. You may have watched a previous video of mine looking at the benefits of using AI, but something that I don't think is being talked about enough is the disadvantages of using it. Now, it's something I'm starting to explore within my business. I'll be honest with you, I'm not yet completely sure where it's going to fit into my strategy. And I think that deciding whether or not to use AI is a very personal decision for you and your business. But I really think it's important to think about some of the disadvantages. So these are the 4 that I've identified so far. There may be others, but do they outweigh the benefits? It's not really for me to say, it's up to you to decide for your business. So here are the 4 disadvantages that I've identified. Firstly, it's a lack of human touch. What we're looking for is really important in content these days is content that resonates and has a personal, reliable element. Now, AI can sometimes miss this and make your content quite impersonal or generic. That's not to say that you can't generate something with AI, then add the personal part into it, but it's just bearing in mind that it isn't always going to have that same human, authentic touch to it. The second disadvantage for me is dependency. What I mean by this is that you as a business owner could become too dependent on AI, and that this could reduce your creative control and stifle your originality. So what we could end up with over time, if a lot of businesses adopt AI and don't do so much of their own content creation, is that the content landscape looks very much the same and that brands really struggle to differentiate themselves. So for example, somebody putting out a video on email marketing or a blog on email marketing, you may find that everybody writing a blog on that topic or putting out a video on it uses the same kind of script and content in it because they've all used AI. And what we really want out there in the content atmosphere, or I've got lost the words completely on that. What we really want out there is for there to be lots of different viewpoints and lots of different ways of doing things, because one way suits one person and another way suits another. And quite often the 2 different approaches always get you to the same end goal. The third disadvantage I feel is costs. It does lead to savings in the long run. And I definitely believe that if you are utilising AI in the right way, it can save you quite a lot of money. However, the initial investment can be quite high, and for small micro businesses, it can be inaccessible to them. And of course, on top of the actual cost of the software, there's also the learning curve that comes with the new technology, and it does take time to learn to use it right. And for some businesses, it might be better to spend that time elsewhere and continue to create your own content. My final disadvantage is errors. Humans make errors, AI make errors. It isn't as perfect as we think it is. It can make mistakes because it's trained on data. This can often lead to inaccuracies and sometimes cultural insensitivities as well. Something that I quite often see with AI is that it's very Americanized. So if we're in the UK like me, you're probably going to be constantly, when you're proofing your content, having to switch that Americanization over to English. So even just spelling, certain words will need to be changed, and they often default to that. So it can take time to obviously get the AI to realise that, or in some cases it may never do. So you're going to be spending a lot of time proofing it. So those are my 4 disadvantages. Of course, there are lots of benefits, and I do have a video on that you can go and watch, but I think it's really important to be aware of the pros and cons of using it. And I think that we all need to be proactive and combine the strength of both the humans and the machines, so that we can mitigate the cons and craft a really good, balanced and effective content strategy. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Have you found other disadvantages to AI? Have you found that the pros outweigh the cons? Let me know in the comments, and I hope you'll join me on another video again soon. Bye for now.